So what did you conclude? That lockdowns, surely by locking down, by keeping us away from each other, we must have reduced the numbers of people that died during this pandemic.
Our study shows that that the lockdowns didn't really work as well as we expected. We did a meta review where we look at all the evidence there are that links lockdowns to reductions of COVID death, and we find that the average lockdown in Europe and United States only reduced mortality by 0.2%.
0.2%.
Nothing near the what we were promised in the beginning of the pandemic. So, yeah.
And how do you calculate that figure? How do you come to that figure?
We haven't calculated anything ourselves. We have looked at all the studies that other researchers have done, and then we collect all of them and take we take the average of all their estimates, and the average estimate is this is 0.2%. So kind of meager effect, and we think the explanation to why the effect is so little is that people know how to take care of themselves. When there's a pandemic in the country, people adjust their behavior and they cancel birthdays and parties and meetings and so on. I'm sure all of the listeners and you experienced that in the beginning of the pandemic, and that causes the infection rates to drop despite even if there is no lockdown.
Okay,
so people lock themselves down basically.
Okay, so behavioural change and people not mixing closely did make a difference, but you're arguing it was done by people making their own minds up rather than being told by government to do so.
Exactly. That's what we think. We don't look into it in our study. We only look at the effect of lockdowns. But when we don't find any effect, it's natural to discuss why we don't see that. And we've seen a lot of studies that point to the behavioral changes. So they are very important